Back in the mid-70s, right around when I was a kid, the whole landscape of who was eating seafood looked really different. Japan was actually the undisputed champion. Think about it, for years, they were at the top, pulling in millions of tons from the ocean. It was a huge part of their culture and diet. But if we fast forward to today, the story has completely flipped. The real game changer has been China. Their growth is just mind-blowing. We're talking about going from a few million tons in the 70s to absolutely dwarfing every other country today. It's not even a close race anymore. A lot of that boom happened because they didn't just catch more fish, they got incredibly good at farming it. Aquaculture. They basically built an entire industry from the ground up to raise fish on a massive scale. That's what fueled that insane climb on the chart. It's a direct reflection of their economic rise and a growing middle class that wanted more protein, more seafood on the table. But China's story is unique. Look at another Asian giant, India. Their line on the graph is also shooting upwards, especially from the 90s onward. More people, more money, more access to coastal resources. You see a similar, though slightly less steep climb in places like Vietnam and Indonesia. It paints a clear picture. The center of gravity for seafood consumption has firmly shifted to Asia. Now here's a really interesting contrast, Japan. While Asia was booming, Japan's line tells a different tale. It peaked in the early 90s and has been on a gentle but steady slide ever since. Why? Well, an aging population for one, fewer people, and tastes change. Younger generations aren't eating quite as much traditional fish as their grandparents did. It's a quiet but significant shift in a food culture that wants to find global seafood consumption. Over in the West, the story is about steady habits. The United States, Spain, France, their consumption grew, but it was a slow and steady climb. No huge spikes, no dramatic drops. It's a mature market. People eat seafood, but it hasn't exploded in the same way. You can almost see the stability in those gently rising lines. Then, of course, we all remember the bump in the road, 2020, the pandemic. For the first time in decades, you see little dips or plateaus in almost every country's line. Supply chains got tangled, restaurants closed, people's habits changed overnight. It's a stark reminder on the chart of how connected our food systems are and how fragile they can be. The cool part about having data up to 2026 is we get to see the recovery and the guesses about what comes next. Most countries bounced back pretty quickly, that post-2020 uptick. The projections show China's growth starting to level off a bit. They're so huge now that even small percentage increases are massive in terms of tons, but the crazy growth rate itself is calming down. Meanwhile, countries like India and Vietnam are where the real action might be in the coming years. They're still on that sharp upward trajectory. Telegram viewers, the code is TAF092041. So when you step back and look at this half-century of data, it's not just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's really a map of economic development, of changing populations, of cultural shifts on a plate. It shows how a basic human need to eat from the sea is shaped by everything from government policy and farming technology to global pandemics and what the next generation decides to order for dinner. It's the story of our world, told one fish at a time.